At dawn, the patrol hit the kill zone. Bikes crashed, riders scattered, and hidden snipers controlled every angle, leaving no chance to regroup. That day at the Donetsk front, a radar-like quiet covered a sector scarred by months of fighting. A Russian motorcycle reconnaissance unit moved along a narrow dirt lane. Burnt trees and wrecked armored vehicles lined the trek. Their mission was reconnaissance. The riders provided rapid observation to frontline commanders. They reported positions, enemy activity, and terrain updates. These patrols relied on speed and maneuverability, not firepower. They did not expect organized opposition. Every movement was timed and rehearsed, yet even small changes in terrain or visibility could turn routine scouting into a high-risk operation. Ukrainian Azov sniper teams had studied the route for several days. They used persistent observation and drone surveillance to confirm the patrol's timing and routine patterns. Concealed positions were carefully selected in rubble, shallow depressions, and embankments. Camouflage nets and debris helped hide snipers from sight. Spotters monitored wind direction, visibility, and angles of approach. The operation was carefully planned and timed. It was not improvised. Every detail, from angles of fire to potential escape routes, had been calculated to ensure success while minimizing risk to the attackers. When the patrol entered the designated corridor, the engagement began. A single rifle round struck the lead rider. The impact threw him from his motorcycle. The bike tumbled into the mud and blocked part of the lane. This disrupted the formation. Riders were stalled and exposed. What followed was systematic. Snipers fired rapidly at engines, tires, and exposed personnel. Each shot was deliberate. Spotters assessed the result before the next round. Riders were thrown clear, motorcycles disabled, and the patrol's ability to regroup disappeared within minutes. Return fire from the Russian side was limited. Fog and smoke reduced visibility. The attackers' positions were dispersed with overlapping observation fields. This made it difficult for the patrol to locate firing points or mount a counterattack. Some riders tried to flee, while others dismounted and fired into the haze. Those actions made them more vulnerable. The confined terrain and predictable timing worsened their situation. Even experienced riders, trained for high-speed maneuvers, struggled to react under concentrated observation and accurate fire. The corridor had been a zone of sustained contact. Recent Ukrainian advances had shifted the front line forward. Russian forces increased reconnaissance. As a result, motorcycle patrols are useful where heavier vehicles cannot operate or where speed is essential. Their advantages, mobility, speed, and small footprint also create vulnerability in confined terrain. Ukrainian forces exploited these weaknesses to reduce Russian situational awareness. Coordination between ground teams and aerial observers was crucial. Drones provided live imagery of the patrol. They relayed position vectors to snipers and spotters. Ground teams verified drone data with terrain observation and line-of-sight checks. This reduced uncertainty about timing and location. The patrol entered the kill zone at the planned moment, fully exposed. After the engagement, captured material and electronics were handed to intelligence units. Reports indicated that the patrol carried mapping data and observation notes. These fed into Russian tactical reporting. Losing this information reduced local awareness and forced adjustments in Russian operations. Ukrainian statements described the strike as the deliberate elimination of a reconnaissance threat. The action protected Ukrainian positions and denied enemy forward observation. The effect was twofold. Tactically, it justified targeted strikes against scouting units. Psychologically, it signaled that routine movement in previously safe areas carried immediate risk. Analysts highlighted several outcomes. Predictable reconnaissance patterns become liabilities when combined with constant observation, and precision teams disabling mobile scouts reduced Russian battlefield awareness. It forced commanders to reassess patrol strategies. The operation also demonstrated that low-cost aerial sensors and trained marksmen can disrupt information flow without heavy firepower or large formations. Field discipline and concealment were decisive. Snipers used cover from rubble, trenches, and broken vegetation. Low thermal contrast in early morning helped conceal heat signatures. Withdrawal after the strike was orderly and silent. The unit left minimal traces, reducing the chance of a counterattack. This maintained the anonymity of firing positions. Russian command acknowledged losses. Units in nearby sectors changed patrol procedures. Intercepted communications and reports showed shifts to cautious movement. Requests for armored escorts and increased drone coverage were common. These adjustments slowed operations and increased logistical burdens within hours. The engagement also had operational effects. Disrupting reconnaissance limited the adversary's ability to direct artillery or respond to shifting front lines. A small, well-timed strike forced enemy forces to change routines and accept temporary information gaps. The engagement was a calculated effort to shape the tempo of operations. When Ukrainian infantry secured the site, they documented the scene and removed recoverable materials. No Ukrainian casualties were reported. The attackers emphasized observation, timing, targeted engagement, and secure withdrawal. Their statements highlighted discipline and intent to deny enemy intelligence while protecting friendly lives. Every procedure contributed to success. Drone operators, spotters, snipers, and intelligence units coordinated carefully. Surveillance equipment captured movement data, optical confirmation, and thermal imagery. Radio communication was minimal to avoid detection. Snipers confirmed each target before firing again. The strike was measured, efficient, and deliberate. The engagement underscored vulnerabilities in predictable reconnaissance patterns. Mobile units following repetitive routes are highly susceptible to observation and targeted strikes. Small, disciplined units can disrupt operations without large-scale assaults. Tactical effects extended beyond the immediate lane. Russian command had to adjust patrol patterns, provide armored escorts, and prioritize security over speed. From an intelligence perspective, the operation demonstrated effective denial. Captured data and mapping notes offered insight into patrol routines. Disabling forward reconnaissance imposed operational friction. Russian units experienced reduced real-time awareness, slower decision-making, and increased uncertainty. The operation highlighted principles of modern tactical execution. Surveillance integration, timing, concealed positioning, disciplined engagement, and orderly withdrawal were all applied successfully. Every action followed a structured plan to achieve maximum effect with minimal risk. By the final stages of the operation, Ukrainian forces achieved multiple objectives. The reconnaissance patrol was neutralized. No friendly casualties occurred, intelligence material was secured, Russian patrol procedures were disrupted. Routine enemy movement became riskier, imposing operational costs. The engagement serves as a case study in precision, coordination, and information denial. Predictable patterns, combined with accurate observation and disciplined execution, allowed a small force to create significant disruption. It demonstrated that careful planning and disciplined execution can yield operational advantage without heavy firepower. If this strike gave you chills, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. More real, behind-the-scenes frontline operations, shown exactly as they happened, are coming soon.